we made good progress yesterday. We got the dump truck out there actually hauling a load in and starting on our driveway. But there's an area that I still need to mow down with the brush hog before we can put the rest of the Leadfoot Genie. Leadfoot Genie.
There's a corner in the road.
Anyway, so we're trying to make the most of our time, and one thing I do need to do out there is sharpen my brush hog, and we don't have power out there, and we're going to need power out there because I have a fifth wheel trailer that I restored that we're going to put on the property, and until we get our utilities in, we want to be kind of self-sufficient. Plus, it's always good to be able to be self-sufficient as a backup plan. What?
I learned something else today too. You can make a light by taking a 2-liter bottle, you drill a hole up top, you put the bottle, it shows down, there's a tube there, and the sun shines and you fill the bottle and it makes as much as a 50-watt light bulb.
All right, you work on that. I'm going to work on getting this generator up here. Anyway, we need a power supply out there. We figured, well, it's raining, can't really mow in the rain. So today what we're going to try to accomplish is getting our generator so we've got power out there. And then we're also going to figure out a way to move my scraper blade for my Punkin tractor that's out at the property, because we're going to need that to smooth out the gravel that we're putting down on the road and in the parking lot. So we'll be back when we roll up on this generator. Here at the fall sale, looks like a guy that might have some generators. Let's go check it out, honey.
In tray.
One tray. You got it. People like the places where we go and the people we meet, but I think this is kind of a cool little setup. This guy's got his little thing all set up. Kind of neat. It's Rick.
That's a man voice.
That's a man voice.
I like that. I love that kind of thing right there. Look at this. That's what my great auntie lost her booby.
That's what your auntie lost her booby on.
She did.
Battery's about gone. Lloyd, I can't. You understand, right? I can't.
I know.
Buy it. It's important that I make a wise decision.
I wouldn't sell it to you this way. I ain't that way. I've been here.
I appreciate
damn
it.
near 20 years. And
well, that's
every once in a while something like this will happen, and there's no rhyme or reason for it.
We need one that's going to work right out of the box.
Because I tested it when I serviced it.
Well, we didn't get the generator today, but it's supposed to be sunnier weather tomorrow, and did manage to get the scraper blade out here. So when I finish up the mowing that I've got to do with the brush hog, I'll be able to use the scraper blade, put it on the back of Punkin, and smooth out some roads. Anyway, so at least we did get something done today. But hopefully it'll be sunny tomorrow. We'll be back making roads. Yeah, so the stream has really come up a lot. It's a little more than a stream now. A like it. Good source of water right there. Let's go down to the river. We'll have to step it up because it's going to get dark. Starting to get a look at what the place looks like when it's not a drought.
Wow.
Wow, it really came up, didn't it?
Wow. Oh my goodness. Something just...
That's cool. Yeah.
And it hasn't even began to really rain.
I know. I like the little log jam spot. Huh? It's a pond.
It's a flowing thing. Oh my goodness, it's just changed. So, and it's like, did somebody make that or is that natural?
Well, somebody's been doing something out here because that's not natural.
Oh yeah, look, they've been hacking out our wood.
Yeah.
Well, they better stop doing construction on our place, right?
Yeah, well, we'll worry about that when we get out here. They'll figure it out. This would be a good spot to put that trailer bridge. Let's go look at the river.
You just totally clear your mind, huh? Just eliminate.
Yeah. Jamie found her favorite riverside spot with a built-in Chase lounge.
I swear I can sunbathe nude.
Yeah.
I'm moving so much better.
That's good.
I know.
Bright and early on a Monday morning. A little bit excited today. Got my Bullfrog dump truck and my Punkin tractor all running good. I got a couple things left to do to my tractor to get it ready for today's work, but I also got my scraper blade out here, which I'm looking forward to using. I've already got all my fluids capped off and everything in tip-top order on Punkin. He's ready to do a lot of work today, and so's the Bullfrog. Had Jamie drop me off out here with some supplies. She's on her way to get a friend of mine that I call Farmer John. John worked with us at the old chicken farm that we kind of, I feel, got done wrong on, but that's all good because life's better without the chicken farm. Anyway, Farmer John worked out there, and I told him when we got the boot, I said, hey, give me a call when you get the boot, because you're next, because he was just really liked working with the guy. Really a good employee. Saw him work good for someone else, and I'm looking forward to having him come out today. He's going to drive the Bullfrog dump truck for me. He did get the boot, by the way, but he's welcome to come work out here because he's a good guy and he's a hard worker, and I already like him, and he's a track proven and tested. So I'm going to put him in the dump truck, which he has driven before because he used to drive it to the mill to get chicken feed. No more chicken feed in the Bullfrog. Today, rocks are on the menu. So John will be shuffling back and forth to the rock quarry and bringing me loads of gravel. I'm going to jump on Punkin right now after I finish cleaning them up a little and mow out the rest of the road that needs to be mowed. Mow out a parking area for all my trucks, and then hopefully get that scraper blade on there before Jamie gets back with John. And we've had a little rain out here, so I'm thinking that if I go up and down that road over there with the scraper blade, I can smooth it out before I put the gravel on it, and that'll be helpful. But I've had some viewers ask me said that they understood that I'm under a lot of time constraints right now and have to get a lot of work done, and asked if I would just post update videos while I'm working of what we're doing out here. And I think that's a cool thing because everybody's going to watch us build a complete classic truck wrench out here from the ground up. And I can do that and work at the same time because I brought my handy dandy tripod along with me. So I'll set that up and go to work. I've got the necessities: gas powered weed eater, chainsaw, chain in case I got to pull any fence posts out with the tractor, all my fluids, necessary tools and bolts, tripod so you guys can watch, a nice frothy morning coffee drink, and then later in the afternoon cranberry water drink for hydrating purposes, and a power breakfast. I'm all set. Yeah. Before we get started, I noticed I had a garden growing on my brush hog, which is odd because it hasn't been that long since I used it. I guess sometimes time goes by quicker than you think. But I'll get this all weeded and get this ecosystem removed, and the rest of that ecosystem that was going all the way up and down there. And one of my viewers suggested that I put a mud flap in this area underneath here, and I forgot to bring the mud flap. But today, and also I wanted to sharpen the blades on this because this thing's been mowing a lot out here, and we went and tried to get a generator yesterday, but I had some misgivings about it, and then I almost got it, and then it didn't work. But anyways, sometimes you just got to think wisely, because we need a good generator out here, because we're gonna have to live out here till the power gets put in my fifth wheel. And so we're going to look at a better generator today. And it's funny, I almost bought this generator despite having misgivings about it yesterday, and then when we went back over to get it, I called the guy and said, hey, we're all good on this as long as I can see it fire up and operate some things I'm going to bring with me. And I brought some energy sucking devices with me, but didn't even have to break them out because the generator wouldn't even operate its drill. So glad I didn't buy that one. And I think I got a real nice one that we're going to go pick up this afternoon. But in the meantime, I'm going to fill this thing up with fluid, get the garden off of it, and go to work. Oh, also, when I'm out here working, sometimes when you're working clearing land and stuff, your equipment breaks and you don't have your shop out here, so you have to do custom things like this just so you can keep working. Well, I brought remedies for that kind of stuff, so I will get it all running good, fill that gear oil up, get it cleaned off, and it'll be a little dull, but I think you'll see Punkin and this brush hog are weed's worst enemies. I just thought I'd get a before shot of the road. This isn't going to be our main driveway, but it's an existing road that'll be easy to gravel right now. So I've just dumped one load to make sure my dump truck was running good and everything, and it's still really thick right here. Haven't had a chance to smooth it out yet because I didn't have my scraper blade on my tractor. I just back drug it a little bit with the bucket so we could get in and out of here. But first thing we need is a garbage can. For some reason, a lot of garbage out here before the gate, not much after the gate. And then this is what the road looks like before. We've had a couple of days of rain, so it's not muddy out here, but the top couple of inches is kind of soft, which I think is good, because if I take my scraper blade and go over it while it's a little moist like that before I put the gravel down, I think I can smooth a lot of these spots out. You can see where Jamie's truck slipped a little bit right there. And for spots like that where it's a little low, I already brought another load over with the Bullfrog dump truck of larger rock that I put in a pile right there, and I'll use that to fill in the low spots. But what I'm going to do is make the road go straight back here, and this is the area where there used to be the bees. We have a beekeeper that had bees on the property before we bought it, and I cleared him out a spot that would be more appropriate for the bees, and he hadn't moved them. So I called him last week. I was like, yeah, when are you gonna move those bees? And he's, well, I'll get over there and move them, but Apparently, what I didn't understand is the bees were right over there, a whole bunch of bees boxes. And what I didn't know is he couldn't just move those bees over to the spot, well, you can't see it, over to the spot that I cleared for him, because apparently they would just return to this spot and make nests elsewhere. So he had to move them off of the property, and I was like, oh, I don't want you to move the bees off the property. And he goes, oh, I'll bring in some more back to the new spot. So we're all good with that, because we do want to have bees out here. But what I'm going to do today is make the road go all the way back here, and I'm going to try to clear out a road going through here to the spot where I want to make my parking area, because I decided that I didn't want the trucks right by where we're going to be, right by where we're going to be living. So I'm going to make a road go through here, and I'll put you guys on the tripod so the camera won't be shaking, and you'll be able to see what I do. But anyway, a before and after shot of the road. This road was all overgrown. You couldn't even walk down there when we first got it, and I made it go all the way through, and it goes back there. But right now I need to go that way. So first, what I'm going to do is, I do need to clear over there, but I'm going to punch that through, that road all the way through, so we have a direct, easy access route. And you can see there's already a guy back there. That's Kermit. That was Homer's first rescue mission, poking up back there. Himself a break. Let's go check on the progress, let him cool off, and then I'll check all his fluids and everything, because this old boy works good as long as you take care of it. I know I work it kind of hard, and a lot of guys are out there cringing saying, man, that tractor's from the 1940s, but I firmly believe this tractor was built a lot better than a lot of the stuff you can buy today. I'll just put it that way. And you got to check them every now and then for pins and bolts and stuff that are coming loose. But for the work that old Punkin puts out, you don't ask for much in return. And I think you'll agree. He just knocked a big hunk of work out. So this was the road up to the gate. Got it cleared out all the way up to there, and then just got this done back here. Here's Kermit back there. He's the first truck that got brought over here. Brought him over here with my 1959 Chevy Viking 60 tow truck that we call Homer. Homer was in the bushes about 3.5 weeks ago, and he's already hauled 2 trucks. But yeah, it's a good little clearing I've got going here. So I'll gravel the road from coming in there just a car width through here. Got plenty of big turnarounds. But I don't think I want to put my trucks right here, because that's Jamie's favorite spot back there. Back there under the canopy of the cedar trees by the stream. And I thought a better spot for my trucks would be over here. If I just went to, basically it's another mountain of blackberries, but if I just carve out a parking lot in there, they won't be offending anyone's eyeballs back there, but everyone will still be able to see them, because I'll be making videos of them and showing everybody what we got, and but they won't be offending passers-by. I think it's a good idea. Anyway, I'm gonna take a break, and then I'm gonna go look at Punkin. Really proud of that old guy. Just a good little tractor. Yep. Anyway, we'll be back after we take a break. I do worry about the little critters when I'm out mowing out here, believe it or not. I mean, you can't really do anything but worry about them. But I thought I saw a little guy scurrying over here. Something. I don't know what it was. He was right over here somewhere. Where you at, little scurrier? Oh, that's not good. Oh well. At least the little fella didn't get chopped up. You're gonna have mice where you got stuff, right? Oh, don't worry. You're safe. He was kind of cute. Yeah, get in there. That's a good spot for you. You go in there. Yeah. So to the casual observer, it may just look like I'm randomly mowing down places, but there actually is a method to the madness. When we first came out here and started clearing, I started to cut into these bushes, and I stopped, and not just because I ran into that, but because I realized that there was a fence that goes all the way down here. Well, there are fence posts that go all the way down there, and this is also a very large, probably like an acre at least, I would think, patch of blackberries. And I've always had the idea that a wall of blackberries would be a good deterrent from offending people by making them look at any of my stuff. So I thought I better save that. And the reason I mowed this road that goes up here is because it gives us access all the way to the back of the property and to the area where I want to build the shop, where I want to build the barn, which is up here where the horse and chickens are going to be. But eventually we do want to build a house back here. So this road goes all the way to the back. Well, not to the back, but to the creek. And then there's another road that branches off of it now that goes directly to the driveway that leads to the street. And I just thought it was good to have direct routes in between the most important places on the property to begin with, without mowing down everything. And then this is a straight shot now, all the way from the very back, and that truck will get moved. Jamie's favorite spot and my favorite spot, around that bend up there, and then on up to the road. But you can also turn right here and go to where the shop and the pasture will be. So, excuse me, the barn and the pasture. But there's a whole bunch of property right over there just waiting to be utilized for storing farm equipment. So I'll put you guys back on the tripod and get back to work. Punkin didn't require a whole lot of love, just a little sip of bottled water, because all I had was one bottle of water. I forgot to bring water out. I know there's a whole stream over there. I didn't feel like hauling buckets. But he just drank half of a bottled water and was fine. So he's cooled off. I'm going back to work. Just a quick update. Like I said, I always check all my pins and connections and everything on my implements when I take a break and go over my tractor, and I noticed this pin had wobbled almost out that holds my 3-point on. See the hole? No pin. And so I knocked it back in there, but I don't have another pin or a bolt that size. So what I figured I'd do is rob that nut and bolt and put it down there. But then what am I going to do with that hole? Well, I thought I'd just stick a screwdriver through there and clamp some vice grips on the other end of it. And the reason I don't do that down there is because I'm sure a lot of stuff gets drugged through that, and that's probably why that pin's missing. But sometimes you just got to do what you got to do to keep going. So I'll be back when I'm ready to mow again. Got the nut and bolt moved down there, and my vice grip screwdriver high performance pin locking mechanism hooked up here. And I know those vice grips could come off. I did crank them on there tight, but my need to have that pair of vice grips not chopped up by this brush hog is not outweighed by my desire not to want to find out what happens if that pin falls out while I'm mowing. And maybe nothing would happen, but you know, anything you can do to increase the odds in your favor, and stuff like that's going to happen when you're out here. And before you start typing, yes, I should carry extra bolts and pins for my tractor when I'm out here mowing. Good news is, if this guy keeps doing his job, like I think he will, I'll be moving all my pins and nuts and bolts out here, so it won't be an issue. Just to give you an idea, you know, I'm not a real big fan of the everything's got to be square theory of property clearing. I think you can have curves and stuff. You've got to have some squares. The barn's got to be square. Well, it doesn't have to be, but it's going to be. But another thing is that old Punkin seems to work a lot better when you can take them in a circular motion. When you go straight into the bushes like that, some of these blackberry bushes are good, I don't know, 12 to 15 feet high easily. And yeah, I don't think that's an exaggeration. But you get a lot of spiders and stuff on you, and you get hit with a lot of blackberry bushes. But this is a good start. And also another thing that I think is probably pretty good for these old cedar trees is I notice when I'm mowing down around them, all these bushes get pulled off of the tree as the big back tires on the tractor run over them. They're actually being yanked down out of the tree, and I can't help but think that that will do these trees some good. We get them all cleaned up around their edges. We probably will clean all of the bases of the trees just for their own health, and plus I think it looks a lot nicer. But we're going to leave a lot of bushes out here, and we're not coming out here to cut down trees. If we need some wood, we will cut some down, but only what we're going to use. Yep. So that's my start on the parking area. I figured I'd just go around that tree because that kind of takes care of getting it cleaned up a lot, and it gives me an entrance and an exit to this area. But this will be your view next time. I'm going to give Punkin a little break, let him cool off, and let his operator cool off. I just want to take a moment to introduce my buddy John. We call him Farmer John. We actually know him real good. John worked with us on the chicken farm before that we got the axe and boot from, Unjustified. And John and I talked at that time, and I was like, you know, you need to plan for the future because this isn't going to last, right? And it didn't, but it wasn't John's fault, because the bonus about John is that both Jamie and I know we can work with him. He works hard, and he's got good ethics. And I also know that he can operate this dump truck, because we bought this dump truck to go get feed for the chickens but we bought it just to make our job easier. And when it got to where we were getting 2 dump truck loads a week, we started sending John, and I already know that he can drive this, because when he was driving it, it ran really bad. And I've done a lot of work to it since then. I think he's going to enjoy using it today, and he's going to help us get the roads in. He'll be going back and forth from the rock quarry, bringing gravel out here and dumping it, and I'll be using Punkin to spread it. Sound like a plan?
Like a good plan.
Fire this beast up, John. I know you can.
Bye guys, see you in a bit.